watching sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and a hummingbird fling. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden.
Welcome back to the vlog. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Ashlyn, and this is going to be our New Year's Eve / New Year's vlog. We are coming up on 2022, and there are so many exciting things that I have in my corner that I'm going to be working on, and I know that so many of my friends are working on amazing things and amazing goals in 2022. If you have any goals that you're working on and you want to further manifest together in this community, drop them down below in the comments. Before I go any further, I just want to take a moment to recognize the things that are happening in our community right now. There is a huge fire happening and really high winds in Boulder County. It's called the Marshall Fire. I'll insert some pictures here as I'm talking about it. But as I was getting ready today, getting ready to sit down and start the vlog, it was just really weighing heavy on my heart. And I just feel a really deep sadness for our community who are losing their homes. Last that everyone has heard, there was over 600 homes that were destroyed in this Marshall Fire. I follow a couple mama groups on Facebook, and it is so sad and so devastating to hear of people saying that they lost their homes and they don't have everything that they need for their children, and that they lost their lives along with their homes in this devastating fire that is happening right now. I will leave a few links down below of ways that you can help out and donate. If you are in the Colorado area, I have my website linked in my bio and my email as well. You can reach out through any of those links if you'd like to help. I do know a couple of families who are in need of things for their children and for their homes and their pets. It is truly devastating, especially at the beginning of the year. Like, who wants to start their year losing their house and all of their things? No one does. And it's devastating that it's happening to people. So I just wanted to bring some light to that. Again, it was happening in Louisville, I believe, and Superior, Colorado, that really took the major hit. Anything helps, prayers, donations, if you have goods to donate. Like I said, I will leave some links where you can find resources to help this community. I have a little list here of all the things that I want to get done today. We're going to keep it pretty chill. That is like the theme of 2022 for me. We'll be doing a little New Year's goals. I like to call them goals and not resolutions. I feel like I said this in my video last year, right before the new year. So I'll be going over kind of like what my outline is and how I plan to execute all of these goals that I have for 2022. And then I also want to write myself a little note for myself to open next year on New Year's. I've seen a couple other people doing that, and I feel like it's such a good idea and it's so motivating, and it'll be so cool to open it up and kind of read where I was at and where I thought I was going to be next year. Not in a way to like judge myself. And I'm not going to be disappointed if I don't get all of my goals checked off, as long as I'm consistently working towards them and making some sort of progress towards my goals and my dreams and what I want to do. That is all that matters. As for the rest of the vlog, I want to do a cacao ceremony where I make some cacao. I made that hormone balancing hot chocolate with cacao, so I think I'm going to mimic that recipe for Tyler and I. I'm also going to make a little special dessert from my childhood, and I'm so excited. We also have some things that we were doing for Cooper's room, as you've seen. I'm pretty sure I'm going to add a couple clips of us putting together his little cubicle shelf for his toy rotation. So we're going to be putting that in his room, and I'm also going to be doing my nails. I'll probably end up doing some sort of like yogic ritual, maybe like a lunar vinyasa and some meditation to kind of set the tone for the year. So I'm going to take you guys along for the whole day and show you what I'm doing to get ready for this slow and mindful and healing and balanced year ahead of us. So I will check in here in a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to open one of these. If you've seen the last vlog, I'm pretty sure it's the last vlog, I mentioned that the time before that and that time, it explodes and goes everywhere. So I'm gonna try to open it really slow. It never did that. I used to have this as a kid all the time. It's just a sparkling blush. It's like grapes. It's non-alcoholic. So let's see if we can open it without it exploding. I'm gonna do it by the sink. I'm so nervous. But I have to do it nice and slow. Nice and slow, baby. I don't know if you can see the bubbles. In the clear? Ooh, I tapped the bottom, that's not good. It's anything like beer, that's not. No. I honestly don't know if we're gonna make it till 12. Probably not.
No.
Most.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden.
Happy New Year! Oh my goodness. I woke up today just so excited for a fresh start. I absolutely love the beginning of the year, as I'm sure a lot of you do as well. And I wanted to go over my goals for this year, some of them at least, because I definitely think that working in silence and kind of keeping some things to yourself can help you move forward and propel forward. But I will be sharing some of them, as well as the technique that I use to plan out my goals for this year of 2022. Because in the past, there have been a lot of years where I make these goals, but I don't set myself up for success by making an action plan to how I'm going to meet these goals. So I did some research on a few different techniques and I settled on the SMART technique, which I will go over right now and kind of give you guys a little rough idea of what this consists of. If you're interested in it, I definitely encourage you to do some more of your own research and see if this technique would work for you. So the technique that I decided to go with to help me plan and execute these goals for 2022 is the SMART technique. So number one is S. S stands for being specific with your goals. Get clear on what you want. These goals should be specific, well-defined, and clear to what you want. The key here is to use as many details as you can. Sometimes on our path, we don't really know how we're going to get there, when, or any of those other details. It can be hard to get really clear and specific, but try to get as specific as possible to each and every goal that you have. Number two is M for measurable. Goals should be measurable against a certain set of criteria, depending on what your goal is and the timeline and what it consists of. So making sure that it's measurable and you can kind of measure it as the year goes on and keep track, because I feel like reflecting on progress and how much work you've put in to get to a certain goal and like how far you've come from the beginning of the year is so key with staying motivated, staying disciplined, and staying true and dedicated to these goals that you made at the beginning of the year. Next up is A for achievable. Goals should be attainable and not impossible to achieve. I've been very guilty of this in the past, where I want to make these huge goals and I know that I can do them, but at the same time, sometimes goals take a little bit longer than a year to get to. So maybe taking this big end goal that you'd like to be at in 5 years and breaking it down and making a couple goals that are attainable for this year. Next up, we have R, which stands for realistic. Making sure that your goals are realistic and in reach for you and your specific situation. And then the last one is T for timely. Your goals should have a clearly defined time and a start and an end date. Making sure that we are setting effective, realistic, and attainable goals that aren't going to lead us to the end of the year being disappointed because we overshot or undershot for that matter. So using all of these points and the SMART technique, I kind of made a plan and mapped out my goals for 2022 and how I'm going to get there. So here is my little goals. I have everything written out and then my execution plan. I'll go over a little bit of that with you guys now. So I wanted to pick a theme for 2022 because I feel like that would be so much fun, and it's a nice way to set the tone at the beginning of the year for what kind of year that you're looking for personally. And for me, the theme of my 2022 is love, adventure, and living simply. Some of my personal goals include doing my yoga and my breath work every morning, spending a little bit of time with myself before I get up with my baby and start the day. I feel like sometimes when you're a mom or even just a parent in general, your days can kind of run together if you're not having certain parts of your day to yourself. So I want to start and end my day with time for myself, and I want to start that time with yoga and breathwork in the morning. So yoga and breathwork every morning and doing a morning and nighttime routine are going to be key for taking care of myself and setting aside that time that I need to achieve that healing and balance and peace within. Focusing more on the present moment and putting down the phone, doing all of the self-care things, dry brushing, making sure I'm moisturized, getting a haircut, doing my nails, all of that fun stuff that makes me feel taken care of and nourished. Hiking more and getting outdoors more, all 2022. Holistic living focus, making sure that I'm taking time to research on the things that I'm really passionate about and things that are intriguing me here, now, in the moment. Making bread, growing food, reading 1 book a month, starting something new, which I'm not going to announce. I will probably do a vlog the first or second time that I do this new thing, but I'm really excited, so stay tuned for that. Highly recommend picking something new to start this year or something new to try, as that keeps you growing and experiencing more and more every single year. Obviously, I have some goals for my YouTube and my Instagram, as well as my business and my personal finances, and those I'm going to keep private. That is pretty much all I have for my goals. I hope that this could be a little bit of help to people who are trying to set realistic goals that they can meet this year. Tyler and Ranger out in the snow. Ranger's never been in snow before, so it's super cute. He's gonna let him off. He's like, I wanna go inside. Okay, anyways, I hope that everyone had a wonderful, wonderful new year. One last thing that I almost forgot to mention that I'm going to be utilizing to really help me get to my goals and stay consistent and stay on track is using planners. So Tyler got me this one. I am not sure exactly where he got this, but it is a daily planner. I'll just go to a random month because I already started filling out January, but this is like April. I'll have priorities for this week and then spaces to write like a little to-do list. I'm gonna use this one for like everyday things, daily chores, daily things that I need to get done with work. And then I also have this agenda, which it's a little dirty, but I've been using it since July and I absolutely love it. I haven't planned out January yet. That's going to be something I'm doing today. But this planner is amazing. It is Sugar Paper Essentials. I got it at Target, but it has monthly notes, personal goals, health goals, financial goals, important dates, etc. I love things like this that have everything mapped out for you to fill in, because then it takes some of the work out of planning and you can just fill things in where you need to fill them in. And it also has a weekly section as well that has a to-do, to call, to email, to buy, this week's goals, etc. And then spaces to write out everything. I use this mostly for my business and for my clients, and I just feel like having a space to have everything written down that's not in my phone that I'm on all the time really helped me last year. And I think that if I'm more consistent with it this year, it could even be more helpful and more efficient for me to use to help me to get to my goals and stay consistent and on track. All in all, I am wishing everyone the most blessings and the most abundance and love for this year of 2022. Can't wait to document more and stay consistent on my uploading schedule and bring more and more value to my channel. I am sending so much love. Happy New Year. Good job. What do you have? This year was easily the best year of my life, but at the same time, it was also easily the hardest year of my life. Feeling so connected to life, but also so disconnected spiritually. I wanted to create a little recap of this past year and show it in the true, pure light energy that it is, and know that I've grown through all of the lows that I experienced this past year. Starting with January, bringing our little bundle of joy, Cooper Elliott Sage, into this world. Easily the best month of my entire life. He completed our little family and made it whole. In February, we celebrated Cooper's first holiday. I turned 24, and I was really just learning how to be a mama. It was a good month. In March, Tyler turned 23, and we were honestly just loving life with this little boy. Still learning, though. April was one of the harder months. I had a gallbladder removal surgery, and it created a huge life shift in my life that I needed, but it was a little rough. We also celebrated Cooper's first Easter, which was one of the biggest highlights. May was a breath of fresh air, and I began to start feeling more like myself again. My sister visited, and I just surrounded myself with the beauty of life. We went on our first hike with Cooper, and then Tyler and I went on our first solo hike of the year as well. I love spending time with him. In June, I started getting back into the swing of things with my spirituality and building the best bond with this little boy right here. We were really getting the hang of parenting and having so much fun with our little guy. July was a pretty good month too. I finally started feeling more confident and comfortable in my body, and we also celebrated Cooper's first 4th of July, which had to have been one of his favorites. He was super into the fireworks, and we had so much fun just hanging out with family. August is definitely one of my favorite months of this year. We went camping for the first time with Cooper and celebrated him turning 6 months. I got really deep into my yoga and breathwork practice, and Ranger joined our family. Really good month. September was warm and beautiful. I had felt so much better than I had in a really long time, mind, body, and spirit, and all of the hard work I had been doing the previous months was paying off. We continued watching this little boy grow up way too fast, and I also started my first studio job teaching yoga. By the time October rolled around, I was feeling very empowered and the path in front of me was clear. We had our first family photos, and I finally had enough energy to get serious about my practice again. We also had Cooper's first Halloween, and we did all of the fun fall festivities. I was feeling really good. November was full of family and good food. We had Cooper's first Thanksgiving, and we just enjoyed each other's company. Family is the best. And he's still growing way too fast.
Walk up the river by my son. Feet step over splinters of moon.
December was cozy and so much fun. We had our first snowfall of the year, and Cooper loved playing in it. Tyler and I also had our first night away and spent the night away from Cooper. And Cooper turned 11 months, which doesn't seem real. We also celebrated Cooper's first Christmas, and it was a blast. All of these beautiful moments have led me straight here to this present moment, here and now. What a beautiful thing it is to see your life for what it is. I want 2022 to be a year full of growth, adventure, and love, slowing down and dropping into the present moment, sipping slowly on cups of tea, playing silly games with my son, baking bread and cooking with the seasons, cuddling up with my boys and reading books, long walks in the mountainside and taking dips in the streams, learning how to grow my own food, starting a homeschool journey with my family, grounding down and filling up my cup, loving those around me with all my heart, healing my body through this beautiful lifestyle I continue to create, dipping more and more into this moment, here and now. I don't want to miss a thing. So here in the present, I will be with my eyes and my heart wide open. Know that this year will be exactly what you make it. Deep breaths and lots of love. Cheers to 2022. I can't wait to see what is in store for us. Namaste.